What up, y'all? It's your man, Abuamerican. This is a follow-up to last night's show. Sympathy for sisters. And apparently sister watched the show. If this is actually her me leaving a comment. So anyway, let's go through this real quick. Sister says, funny, I went to him for help and wound up being put down. I hope my daughter doesn't turn out or come out to be like her. Yes, that's correct. And that wasn't an insult. That wasn't a put down. I do believe you said you were in your early 40s. I don't want my daughter in your position. I want my daughter to be thinking about grandchildren and these type of things in your age. I want her to be happily married, to a man that she's attracted to. She keeps attraction, the attraction is maintained to. I want her to be happily married for a prolonged period of time. Like I said, thinking about grandchildren at that age. So, no, I don't want her to be like you. In the same sense that believe it or not, I don't want my sons to be like me. I don't want my sons going through like multiple marriages and whatever else and ending up like me. Now, I want them to end up like me now, but I don't want them going through what I went through to become or to reach the position I'm in now. So in that same sense, I don't want my sons to be like me. Because even though I'm happily married, quite happily married, comes with baggage. I have my baggage that comes from like all those divorces and all that type of stuff. Again, this is why I wrote the vetting guide. This is why I do Abuamerican and these types of things. So I'm not offended by that. Abuamerican's offended that he doesn't want his sons to be Abuamerican. No, I don't want my sons to turn out like me. And I want my daughter to turn out like you. We, sister, believe it or not, we're people who've gone through our traumas, our damage, whatnot. We're damaged people in that sense. Okay, we can heal, and we do. But the reality is, who wants that for their family members? You want to be offended by that, then be offended by that. I don't want my daughter aspiring and inspired to be like you, struggling with men in her early 40s. It's not offensive. It's just a reality. I don't want my sons nor anybody else's children, sons, dealing what I had to deal with in terms of women once I re-entered the marriage market after 26 years of marriage. I don't want anybody going through that. I don't. Why do you think I do what I do? So they don't end up like going through what I went through. Be like me now, yeah, sure. But don't go through what I went through to become me. That's bad, sister. Why would you be offended by that? As an imam, you know, Qadr Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala tawakkul yaqeen. Yeah, I do. But we make decisions also and choices, and sometimes they're bad, and they go bad for us. Now, obviously, you were talking about being, in a circumstantial situation to where you couldn't control it. It still goes back to what I said. I don't want my daughter ending up like that. It's a sad state, And I actually, I felt some kind of way. I was like, man, I feel bad for you. You don't have a place to turn to, and I can't help you. And we'll just continue. We'll get into it. Us practicing Muslim women in the West are stronger than Muslim women in the East. Okay, I'm not sure if that's a positive. Maybe it's a necessity, but I don't know if it's a positive. A necessity isn't always something that's positive, But whatever the case may be, that's sort of like a feminism type of mentality, a feminist type of mentality. Who wants to deal with strong women? Nobody wants strong women. So, see what I'm saying? We're coming back to like that whole feminism thing I was talking about. Some of us grew up in non-Muslim households. I did too. Had our Muslim fathers dropped the ball and still wound up Muslim and strong. Well, I don't have any Muslims in my family. It's just me. So, yeah. Why do dawah in the West if us Western women are so devalued? I don't think Muslim women in the West are devalued. I think there's a lot of problems with Muslim women in the West. I think there's a lot of problems with Muslim men in the West, and this is why I tell them fix up. I tell Muslim men fix up all the time. You sisters never have anything to say when I tell Muslim men, go out and do this, get yourself together, do that, stop screwing around, stop video games, all that type of stuff. Nobody says a word. But then when I just talk about like a situation that sisters are in, and y'all get all upset and start talking about you're devalued. Nobody devalues you. If anybody devalues you, it's yourselves. And then brothers are just tired of it. And it creates an environment where it's like, I have a lot of, fertile ground to sow seed. And I'm not trying to sow dissent. I tell guys get married. I want guys to get married. I try and help them I try to a degree give them tools in order to get married. So, and stay married. And obviously with the women in their environment, which are Western women. Western Muslim women. So, devalued, no. It's not a matter of devaluation. It's not like that. It's just, it's our lot. And we have to deal with. myself included. As for like fathers and whatever else and husbands and this other, sister, I said this. We're going to get back into your comment, but let me just throw this in right here. I can't help women. Again, I say this again. I have no experience being a woman, and even if I could help women, I don't know if I would, because I don't know if it's appropriate. Look, contrary to popular belief, Abuamerican isn't out here like just chatting up women and talking to them all the time, one-to-one. It's just not something I do. It's not something I want to do, because I don't want that for my women folk. I'm not out here having like prolonged conversations and discussions with women about anything, including help. I don't find it appropriate. Not Islamically appropriate. It's not. We talk for like maybe 20, 25 minutes with audio notes. It's not appropriate. It's not appropriate, sister. And so to do that on a wider scale, helping women, whatever else, it's just not something that I consider to be appropriate. Morgan. And I consider that, from an Islamic standpoint, inappropriate. It's not something I want to do. I know y'all think I'm out here doing all this type of stuff and whatever else, but I'm not, believe it or not. And so if I don't have a specific interest in marrying that sister, I'm not trying to have a conversation with her. And if that interest dies, then so does the conversation. Brothers is a different story. So you're in a unique position where you're looking for help. Like I was looking for help some time ago with a particular problem with the opposite gender. If you find a solution, help others. You're saying there's sisters out here dealing with this and they got to be strong and this, that, the other. Well, help them if you find a solution. Because what happens a lot of times is people find their solutions, they find their happiness, and then they just leave everybody else and they don't help them. And that's fair enough. You're allowed to do that. There's no obligation to help others. But if you're saying there's a market out here to help others who are struggling with this type of thing, then help them. But to have the expectation that men are going to lead the way on female problems. We can't carry everything, sister. We can't do it. Because just Islamically, we can't do it. There's no way Islamically that it's going to be appropriate for me to go around helping sisters with their problems, having long conversations with them. Any guy who's done a one-to-one consultation with me will tell you it takes a lot of time, a lot of communication in order to actually help somebody. My team is arriving. So I don't see how that's appropriate. Now I see why you piss off so many Muslim women. Yes, because when I talk to men, I talk facts. Women, you have to talk to women about, in a way, you have to consider how words make them feel. I don't have time for that. I don't want to do that, Because what if I make you feel good all the time? Then you're going to want to talk to me all the time. Because now I gave you your feel good. You're going to come back. No. I'm fine pissing off women. They leave me alone. You just lost a follower, but you don't care anyways. No, I don't care. I'm not here for the follower count. I'm here to help people who are looking for help. And if people want to follow me, they can follow me. If they don't want to follow me, don't follow me. It's okay. It's okay. The internet's full of people. I'm sure you can find somebody out there who'll help you with your issue. Sister, I hope you find what you're looking for. I really do. I hope you find your happiness. And if you do, then I advise you. I sincerely hope you find your happiness. I advise you to help other sisters who are struggling in the way that you're struggling to find their happiness. Because they need a woman out there that can help them with their issue on their side of the spectrum. I'm trying to do my part for the men. Do your part for the sisters. But I can't be that person. Hi, Booger. I can't be that person. I'm a guy. Not only do I lack the experience to help women, because I'm not a woman, I just lack the Islamic desire to do it. I don't want to, do one-to-one consultations and talks and whatever else for women with women. It's just not, it's inappropriate. Hate me if you like, that's okay. It's your man, Abuamerican. All the best, sister.